Okay, so are we doing this? I just finished my match.
Get in
You
here.
guys.
Where are you?
Coming. Hold your horses.
Too bad you can't. You should make a mod where you reread all the player character lines for Fallout 4, so it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So Baldur's Gate. One of the first modding I did in games was like modding Baldur's Gate characters and adding all the sound files.
I think you mentioned
Oh,
this. So
no,
you
sorry.
on your Berserker Barbarian or whatever.
All right, let me go get a cup of coffee though. Be right back.
Who's the chick in the picture, Keidras?
I did a random search for maid stock photos, and then I edited it.
Gotcha.
So it's just a picture from DeviantArt. Who does not actually have blue hair in the picture? She has a brown hair and like a black maid uniform on, but
Yeah, I can kind of tell.
excuse me. All right.
So U of M is like offering $35,000 for a testicle, and I'm
Okay, I'm back.
totally
Wow.
thinking about it.
Wow.
It would clear all of my debt. I'd be able to get a decent vehicle, and I could probably put a lot down on a house. I don't know if I fit the criteria though. For all I know, age is like it might be 21 to 29 or something, and I just missed out.
What do they get for both of them?
I think they'll only take one, so you can still procreate. But I think they put a fake one in, just so you look normal. And if they don't, I guess I can use some of that money to hit my deductible and get a fake one put in. That way you can freak people out too. Go ahead, flick it. Didn't hurt at all, bitch. You really want to fight?
You could just like whip it out and start mashing on it, like pounding on it.
That's one way to stop a fight.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
And
Yes.
see.
All right, so just to recap kind of what happened. So last week you were at the mansion saying, hey, the Demon King's been gone for like 10 years and it's really boring without him. We should find a replacement. And then the next morning, some woman came to running through the forest being chased by a large demon army, basically. And she stumbled into your guys' mansion and you thought, hey, maybe this is a sign. Maybe she can be the new Demon King. So the progress today is for you guys to try to either convince her she should be the new Demon King somehow, or figure out if she's even worthy to be the new Demon King, if she can survive. The way this is going to work is we're going to go through each one of the floors, and each one of you is going to get about 5 minutes of role-playing time with this girl to talk to her and do things. Now, during these events, this is a favor race. So basically, you guys want to have, hopefully, the most favor at the end, once you get to round 10, to be considered basically head honcho maid, the best maid, and win the game. To do that, you guys started with a certain amount of favor. Miksu and Winter, you both started with 4. And Arata, you had 4 on yours, but since you're the acting Demon King, you actually got double, so you start with 8. Now, favor, you can get in a couple of different ways, but you can also spend it. And I don't think we went over this last time, so I made a journal entry, if I can find it. Okay, there should be a document that just popped up on your screen that tells you guys how to gain favor and how to use favor. So there's a couple of different ways you can gain favor. You gain favor by successfully attending the master, which in this case would be this woman, even though she's not technically the master yet. Achieving a nice atmosphere with the master, such as a romantic activity. Completing a major difficult goal that they might have told you to do. Saving their life somehow. Getting down and dirty with the master will give you a lot of favor. Or doing that multiple times will give you less favor subsequently. You can then use favor. Using favor, you can remove stress by 1 favor into 1 point of stress. You can raise an attribute by 1, costing the desired level attribute times 10. So to go from, say, you have a level 1 attribute and go to level 2, that's going to cost you 20 favor. So I don't know if we probably won't be doing any of that this game. But
Yeah.
that's like maybe if you had 0 to 1, you would spend 10 favor to go up 1 because 0 would be an automatic failure. You could also spend favor. You can roll a bonus of 1d6 favor to add a +1 to any die roll. And in this game, any action you guys take needs to be a die roll attributed to some kind of success. So basically, like if you decide to bake a cake, there's going to be a die roll associated with that. Combat, there's a die roll associated with that. If you decide to clean up something, there's a die roll associated with that. And it's kind of up to you to figure out, okay, well, this should fall underneath this category. And it kind of it convinced me basically that yes, it can be underneath that category. You can also use those skills to interfere with other maids to maybe, stress them out or make them so they fail at what they're trying to do. Now, during these interviews on each one of the rooms, unless you have a special maid power that says you can interfere with somebody else, which I don't think any of you do, it's mostly going to be non-interference with that person. The one exception being you can spend favor to create a random event. A random event will cost you 1d6 favor. You can do it on your turn, or you can do it on somebody else's turn. And what the random event will do, I'll give you a card, and then you'll play that card. And that event could be positive or negative, depending on the particular event. But it's kind of a way to interfere or interject with what's going on, even when it's not maybe your turn. Does that all make sense? You guys got any questions?
Seems straightforward to me.
I'll probably be asking questions as we go.
Yeah, I imagine I will too.
And I'm about to drop a few more IQ points. I'll be right back. I gotta grab meds.
All right, well, we're going to start like I said, you guys are starting on the first floor. And right now, there's this girl with, blonde hair. And she's actually, if you just go down, you can see a picture of her. That's her, kind of her, what she's wearing underneath her armor. She's actually got some full pauldrons and some plate gear on, actually.
Where are you seeing her at?
Are you on the main page?
Yeah, the page with all the floors. Yeah, I don't see anybody, but I see Betsy with the blue hair or whatever.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
There should be another picture of her. That's her full body picture if you scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Nice.
I thought that's the one you were saying. I thought there was another one below that. No, I saw that.
Nah,
Yeah.
not yet. Well, I didn't. I would have put something together, but I did not. So you guys are on this first floor. There was the rune trap on this first floor that was disabled, so that she could get through. And you guys are all kind of met up down there. And from here, I'm gonna leave it up to whatever you guys want to do.
I believe, did we get first aid covered before we quit last time?
Yes, I believe you were carrying that.
Yeah, I know, but did we apply it? That's what I'm asking.
You did not apply it, so if that's what you would like to do, so if you would like to approach this woman.
Okay, I would like. Yeah, I would certainly like to ask her, may I approach first off, and does she need any medical attention, and would she be willing to let me give it to her?
She looks at you kind of warily with her, her eyes are kind of fading down. And she's definitely a little reserved, but she looks at you guys and give me an affection roll. So you can open up your character sheet and you can just click the dice next to affection.
That not work?
I see
That
it.
worked. That worked fine. Let me bring up my table.
Oh, yeah, my bar just didn't scroll down with it. I got it.
Alright, so yeah, she looks at you kind of warily, but as you start cautiously approaching her, she starts taking off some of her armor that's kind of covering, that's maybe in the way, so she can move about a little bit better. And you get the sense that she's okay with you approaching to apply first aid to her.
Okay, I will begin doing such. I don't know, forgive me, like I'm not going to be talking like a chick or anything. I guess I can try to be more in character, but
Braver, you get 5 favor. Bringing you up to 9.
rock.
So she's talking to you guys, and definitely, you put the bandages on, and it definitely helped. She's definitely moving a little bit better. She's removed her armor pieces and just kind of thrown them to the side and said, "Oh, these are worthless and slowing me down." So she's just kind of in her plain dress now, I guess.
Did I mention Winter's a hardcore lesbian? I'm just kidding.
This is an anime, so it does kind of possibly assume that for the style of anime that this type of game would be.
Sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mentioned this before, but I do not remember the answer. I apologize. Do we have any type of ordnance, like ballistas, artillery of any type?
No.
Okay.
You're maybe like you might have some like larger rooms and stuff, but you gotta think this mansion is underground.
Yeah, for
There's
the
nothing
most
from
part.
there, so you don't really have your protection is really being not people not knowing where you are.
Okay, understood.
If they get in, a lot of them will die, but they seem to be afraid of us anyways. For now.
Yeah, you guys definitely noticed in your crystal balls that you're looking at earlier that they started to slow down a bit. Like maybe they suspected, being demon army, they probably knew the demon king that was here before, so they know they're entering a rival's territory. So they kind of slowed down when they started getting into that area and started setting out camp kind of outside of your guys' would be your kind of patrolling border.
Uh, it seems odd that we're trying to cull her favor when she should be culling ours.
Yeah, she will have a harder time getting through our little dungeon without our help. That's why I'm thinking, like, we're coming at this from a wrong bargaining position.
Yeah, but you guys also, I think your mindset is really, oh, I'm a maid and I want to be a maid and I live to serve. You really got to get into that maid mentality as
Right.
your character.
We need a master, yo.
So, like, yeah, like basically you guys are like, oh, we can't. I mean, it's kind of
No.
like, being a dog out on the street or a dog that has a master that takes good care of them. A dog out on the street can survive and might do good well, but a dog that has somebody who really takes care of them might be a
Yeah.
little more successful.
Okay. Yeah, putting it in that perspective, it makes like the way I was looking at it is like how I'm in charge of like the military basically. Like I'm looking at her like to
Now
take
you're
that
not,
military.
and that's the thing. You're not really in charge of the military. You're responsible for making sure they get paid their wages. So you have dealings with them, and you pay them, making sure they get their wealth and things like that. But they're not necessarily going to listen to what you tell them exactly.
You're not the
You're
general,
just the person.
you're
You're just
just their
their
butler.
deputy.
Okay, that's a tad different than what we discussed the first time, but I get you. I'm in
And even
charge.
me in my role, that kind of tells me that I don't. My character, no matter how I would want to play them, she doesn't have ambition to be the next demon lord. Then.
Right. Yeah. I guess being in charge was a poor choice of words.
Okay, so
trying to embrace the little anime girl in case you haven't noticed.
No, yeah, it's awesome. Actually, you're doing great.
So she stands up and she grabs the item that's kind of next to her, and she points it at the kind of the door, or the entryway. In the entryway here, it's kind of cave-like. There's it goes down, and there's stalactites and stalagmites along with the runes on the floor, rocks here and there. Definitely making it look like it leads more into a layer. And she takes this little long black device, which really, Winter, you're the only one that's very you don't know exactly, but you seem to think maybe you have some familiarity with this. Maybe you've seen something like this before, since you're from another dimension.
Yes, the M16.
Yes. So she grabs that and she's pointing it, and Miksu and Arata, you guys aren't really familiar with this device at all. But she points it above the door and holds it up, and starts firing it. So you guys hear these loud, just makes you want to cover your ears, just rat-a-tat-tat, 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 and she shoots some stalactites, and they basically fall down and cover the entrance to the where the army would come in. She's like, well, this is just one of my many talents. Maybe that'll buy us some time if that demon army keeps pursuing me, but they seem to have backed off for now. And I did not mean to do that as an emote, but whatever. So when you say descending, she seems a bit confused. Braver, if you type /me, it'll do it in the orange text as an emote, so you can separate your actions from your actual words.
/E.
ME as
That
in
works.
E.
/E
okay.
works too.
Oh, does it emote? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'll be
I use most of the time.
not digging the italic.
Oh no, that's fine.
I'm just one. What did I do wrong?
I just wasn't sure if you knew or not. It
Oh,
just makes
okay.
it separates it easier, but I mean, I can tell once I read it what you're trying to convey.
I got you. I'll start using it.
Failure. I think the emotes only work when they're in a line by themselves.
Correct.
Yeah, you have to start your entire line.
Can you guys do?
Proud of that.
If you guys type in, if one of you guys types in /DSC and then put something in.
No. The
DSC.
Unrecognized command.
Okay.
Yep.
GM only. That's a description.
Oh, cool.
So that's for something for you to know, Keith.
Yeah. Wicked. I'm probably just gonna speak out my descriptions though.
Yeah, it's really just good for you can use it in some kind of like macros that you make, or like.
Oh,
you
sure.
know-
Like you enter an area and press the button and it flies up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So things like that, or like I did it at the beginning of this session, just so it would show up on my YouTube video, kind of a recap of what was going on. Okay, so you guys are kind of getting to the point where you're thinking you should probably be a good idea to move on. Trying to think how to do this. If I may be so bold.
I'm gonna top off my drink. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Sounds like a good time to piss. I'll be right back. Sorry.
I guess I'm gonna go do some push-ups and sit-ups and stuff. Yeah, right.
I don't think any of you guys introduced yourself yet, did you?
No, I don't think so.
Actually, I need to pee, so let's take a 2-3 minute break.
Okay, dope.
Back.
All right, I'm back. Bio? What's bio?
Bathroom. It's a Final Fantasy thing. Okay. Actually, I can get some water. Here, back.
Alright, I'm back.
You went to grab some water.
Yeah, I walked in on that. Oh, the chains. How many chains do you say you'd have on your outfit? Like a lot, or just?
It's probably like where the pleats in the skirt would be, I guess. So maybe like 8 in the circumference.
Okay. And do they like drag on the floor? Are they just long enough to hang off the floor? Are they short?
They're just long enough to be off the floor. I imagine if I spun, they could be used as a weapon, maybe.
Okay. That'd be kind of cool.
Be like a really hot spawn.
So did you guys pick up earlier on the
Yeah.
the somewhat perverted nature about Winter's bazooka comments?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so big. It's too much for one girl to handle.
Alright, let's get this bitch in the dungeon.
All right, so like I mentioned earlier, so each one of you guys is going to get 5 minutes to kind of role play with her individually and either get to know her or convince her to, step up as a Demon King, starting with Jewel. And you can spend favor. Either Jewel can spend favor or you guys can spend favor when he's doing his roundabout to make some kind of random event happen. But other than that, while Jewel is doing his little 5-minute session, there isn't really much you guys can interject with unless you want to do a random event. So I'm trying to think of how it would separate you guys. Like maybe Joel will show her a floor and like you two will maybe go off and do some maid stuff and then we'll say, oh, I'll meet you at the next floor, right?
We'll probably do something like that.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, you guys are talking and you come up with this plan to kind of show her around, and it kind of devolves into this. Okay, well we're just gonna show her a room, or a floor rather of the mansion, starting with Jewel since you're the eldest and the acting Demon King. So you're gonna show floor 2, which is the home of the Orc Commander and the Goblins and Lesser Mobs. But you're also gonna help fill in the atmosphere of that room a little bit, and then what will happen is Miksu will meet at the 3rd floor, and then Winter will meet at the 4th floor, and then you'll all kind of converge on the 5th floor, and then it'll kind of repeat the cycle 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th floor.
Floor 5 is going to be interesting with all of us in the illusion room.
Yes, exactly. It worked out perfectly.
Can I just back up and say that all my best Saturday nights begin with the phrase "Get that bitch in the dungeon."
50 Shades of K.
Rose. I'm horribly
Okay.
offended.
So you guys
Shut up.
agree to go through with this plan, and Joel leads Betsy to the entrance to floor 2. Joel, so the first floor, we talked about is kind of not really normal. It's more like a cave entrance, really, with some stone floors and things like that. But what is to go from floor 1 to floor 2? Are there stairs or some kind of grand entrance, like a giant
Okay.
skull maybe?
Floor 2, because this is the most common floor that random people would maybe stumble across if they got past the first floor and they got to the second floor. So floor 2 is going to be using more like traditional subterfuge. Like the way to get from floor 1 to floor 2 is just like a dirt cave that winds down. And floor 2, where the Orc Commander goblins and all the lesser creatures are, just looks like traditional caves that would be underneath the castle. So like the idea is if somebody got to the second floor, they would look around at all this stuff and say, "Oh, it's not worth killing all these orcs because this is just a random cave," and not think that there's a whole complex underneath, kind of thing. So it would be like traditional like dirt caves, even though like behind the scenes we know that it's well supported with like proper support structures and stuff like that. And there's like a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but to the casual observer, it's just like a very dirty cave that houses like these goblins and kobolds or whatever else.
Your basic level 1 dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's made to look like there's nothing special to see here, so hopefully people just turn away.
All right. Okay, so you're leading her down to the second floor, going down this this path. Now, throw a bit of a twist in here. Even though you guys all agreed to go through this plan where you meet up on different floors and stuff, Winter and Mixo, you don't have to do that. You could, if you wanted to, sneak or follow behind Jewel. That's up to you. You just can't really interfere with his interview in the next 5 minutes. But you could still be present on the same floor, or you can decide to go do other melee type things on the floors that you guys kind of said you would do. It's totally up to you what you think your character would do.
Whisper the GM even. Don't even say it out loud if you want to keep it private.
No, just whisper me
Slash
if you guys
slash GM.
Because remember, this is a bit of a competitive race too, because all of you want to be the best maid.
Yeah, we're not trying to kill each other. I'm just trying to get you guys, like... I want to look better than you.
Backslash GM did nothing.
W and GM. W space GM.
I thought just slash GM worked last time we played. Oh, no, it doesn't. Yeah,
Yep,
WGM. W space GM.
All right. Oh man. It's only 1d6, man. Only 1d6. All right, Jill. So you're walking down these corridors and taking her to show her these, dingy basically level 1 dungeon.
Okay, so this is when I can just like talk to her, right?
Yep, just chat away. It's not letting me respond to my whispers. There we go. All right, let's see. We need a master. You just found to show up, baby. So I start looking for your werewolf list. Well, you guys did, kind of tell her that you were looking for a new master.
Yeah, I'm making it plain that we're testing you now. Like, are you aware that that's what this conversation is? I'm just getting that out of the way right off the bat.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is what's the tone of your second sentence there? So you just so happened to show up the day we decided to start looking. Is that kind of like a suspicious sentence, or is
No,
that...
no, no, no. That's more of like I'm kind of seeing like my character may be slightly reserved, but she's saying it with like she's seeing like providence there. Like, and you just so happened to show up the day that we started looking.
It's prophetic.
Yeah, a little bit of that feeling. Like, then are you aware of all of this? Like, I'm trying to clear the air, like so that we're just being plain with each other. No, we don't need to double talk or anything.
Perhaps it is prophecy. Yes. Tells me, but don't know if I know. Anime trope. So while you guys are talking, you just hear this incredibly loud crash behind you.
Obviously, I look to see what it is.
me think. So do you want to, you can backtrack to kind of investigate the sound. It's definitely coming behind you, a ways off. You can't really see around all the twists and bends that you've been walking down, but... yes.
My girlfriend just told me something awesome. She said in Fallout, some raiders sent a mole rat at her character covered in proximity mines.
Nice.
That's just pretty fucking sweet.
Man, 5 minutes goes by really fast. Because I actually
Yeah.
I did a 10-minute timer for you because we kept getting interrupted. You're going to get 6 favor. Which I've been putting on the avatars that you guys have in the blue for Jewel, red for Kaith, and white for Braver. The green box has the amount of favor you guys currently have in there.
Where is that?
you scroll up and click on the maid that's yours.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I can't look at the other guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
yours
that's
should
cool.
say 14 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how much favor you have. So you are quite a bit right now.
Fucker. Cheater. Started with more.
I cheated by asking her questions and ignoring the crash behind me in the middle of a dungeon.
Hey, I mean, goblins they can be rowdy, and that makes sense, You guys did run
That's what
across
I
a
would
couple of
think.
goblins while you were done, but they're just going kind of about their business, and you get to the end, and you're at the floor going from the second floor down to the third floor. And it's definitely going to get a little bit more, the previous Demon King was all about cleaning and beauty and things like that, so it's definitely going to get more of a homier interior once you get down to the third floor. And as you are approaching the entrance to the third floor, which I will have Keith tell us about, but Mixu does kind of like walks out of these shadows, basically, as you guys pretty much startling you. And you're like, how can she be so quiet with all those chains she's wearing? It's almost like there's this ghostly aura about her.
Alright, so I'm imagining at the end of floor 2, the dirt kind of thins out and gives way to some polished cement steps that lead down.
Yes. And actually, before we start your timer, let me do something real quick. I'll look something up real quick.
And can we say floor 3 might be maybe in an effort to be intimidating to anyone who makes it that far, is kind of like a museum of the master's previous conquests?
Sure, absolutely. It's also home of one of your favorite traps, the Axe Spike Acid Pit Trap.
It is.
Alright, I need to look up and see what happens when you fail at something. Okay. All right, timer starting now. Joel, if you'd like to whispering what you're doing well there on the third floor, doing their um, rounds. Winter already whispered me, so I know what she's doing. Betsy is very impressed. So describe to me this Hall of Glory. Like, what are some of the major conquests that the previous Demon King had?
Okay, well, let's see. There's all 7 heads of a Hydra. There's, let's say, in a giant glass encasing is the remaining skeletons of an entire invading army that was captured. All kinds of treasures and relics and ancient artifacts are on display. There's some crazy shit where it's like a pedestal, but it looks like a portal pulsing on it, and it's like, what the hell is that? But, we'll just leave it at that. No explanation. It's literally like a museum of his past adventures. But it culminates in a giant statue of the former master that's eyes are glowing rubies and smoke comes at the nose, and you can see it's kind of got some noise to it, like breathing is coming from it.
Yeah, there's definitely some on the museum level with the trophies and stuff. Definitely some minor caretakers, some imps, and methods and things that kind of like troublemakers, but also they help to take care of some of these exhibits. And there's definitely in front of the statue of the master, there's like this little circle of Memphits and imps, and they're all kind of like praising him on the floor, like kneeling and raising their arm to him and burning some incense and wishing for his return. Right.
So as she steps out of the way, I spring my trap, and the axe swings out from underneath the statue of the master and slices all of the little minions reveling in front of it at the ankle height.
So,
And at the Oh, go ahead.
You are performing an action, so you need to give me some kind of roll.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I guess that would be a skill roll to spring my trap.
You can either do skill, because you're trying to skillfully spring the trap, or cunning if you are trying to lure the denizen of the, into the trap, like a force
Well,
of security.
if there are I'm trying to impress her by showing off the trap, and if the
Okay.
minions are already there in front of
Yeah.
the, you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
then definitely do a skill roll for me.
All right.
So your total is 6. No, excuse me.
It'd be funny if the trap only partially worked. That would be an acceptable outcome.
Yeah, because you failed by 1, so you go to spring the trap, but you think maybe that you didn't grease it up properly last time you were down here, or maybe the Memphis have been messing with it, but it goes to open and it's just not quite as fast as it should be. So the Memphis and the imps definitely get out of the way. Some of them fly off, and some of them, start yelling at you, but you are bigger than them, so they're kind of like a little scared and afraid. They're not very strong demons, but
I was thinking it would be funny. I was thinking it would be funny if it just chopped their legs off and then didn't open, and they were just laying there. But we'll go with what you said. You're the master here.
That's right.
But anyway, so it does it eventually open? It just doesn't open in time. They get out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it does eventually open, and she can see your impressive mechanical work. But you are a little bit stressed that it didn't work the way that you wanted it to, so you're going to take 10 stress.
All right, I noted it on my sheet.
So what does that put you at?
20, 10. I have 10 left, I guess.
10 out of 20?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you only have 20? Damn, son.
20 spirit.
I think yours is the lowest.
Great.
Oh wait,
I did yours, Braver.
yeah, I know. I wanted to ask if you factored in that I have persistence. That is basically a spirit like damage reduction of 1, or stress and spirit separate.
It is, but only in, I think yours was only for combat, I think. And this was not related to combat.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Because it wasn't really physical damage. Yours was mostly emotional damage.
Yep.
Of embarrassment that nobody found out about. But you know in your heart of hearts that you messed up.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, 5 minutes has gone by, but I'm going to give you a little bit more time because I gave Joel more time. Because this is very fast, actually. Oh yeah.
You dick. It's true though.
Winter's albino, right?
Yeah, from a different dimension.
Yep. What color was your hair?
Metallic.
Yeah, okay.
Or indigo, my bad. Eyes are metallic.
Okay. Are your eyes actually metallic, or do you wear contacts? Since most people that are albino tend to have
Red
most
eyes.
pigment in their eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're naturally prismatic, whatever
Okay.
dimension she's from. She's like alien, basically.
So as you're saying that, Winter, you're downstairs doing your rock paper scissors at the bottom of the steps with the null commander, and you hear from the top, Winter, bless her heart, could be your personal pet.
9 times up? I don't understand.
Mixu, I just gave you 8 favor.
Cool.
So you guys are, kind of winding up when you're talking. She's throwing her around this museum of fine stuff and traps, and you're a little disappointed that your one trap didn't work as well as you wanted it to. But at
Yeah.
least you got to show it to her, so that was cool. And you guys meet
When-
up and
Question, real
yes.
quick. Does it take getting to 0 spirit for me to start upping paint?
Yes.
Okay.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be in the
Basically, what
bathroom.
happens is once there's once you get so much stress and it goes over your spirit, or your spirit goes below 0, say it went to -5, for 5 minutes of real time, you would be huffing paint.
Awesome.
You'd be in the bathroom with a tourniquet and a fucking 10cc syringe.
I'd have silver all over my face, look like I just gave RoboCop a blowjob.
Nice. Okay.
You just look like the guys from Mad Max.
Yeah.
Witness.
All right, Mixie, if you want to list for me what you're going to be doing while they are on their interview session. Joel, if you want to continue doing what you're doing or do something new, you can let me know. If anybody wants to spend favor at any time, let me know to create some kind of event or something. But for now, okay. For now, Winter and Betsy, you guys are gonna hit it off. So what is this floor? Is it where was the Null Commander just stationed here, or is it him and all of his little Null buddies? Is it like a barracks floor?
Yeah, it is like a barracks. I thought about this for a little bit, so let me try to explain.
Sure.
There are stairs that go up. They're polished, but not so much that you would slip on them unless they were wet. And the stairs eventually give off to a sloped hallway that leads up to a portcullis. That would be the entrance to the room, and the reason for this, it's quite wide as well. It's probably about an 8-foot wide entrance. So if it were breached up to that floor, the gnolls would be protected behind the bars, and they could kill attackers with arrows or halberds. And the blood that would run down the hallway that's on the slope that's polished, it would make it very slick. So, it'd be really hard to fight out there, basically. But
Right.
inside the room itself, the Null Commander stationed in the center. There are bunk bed barracks with beds all along the walls, chest at the bottom of each bed. It's like in keeping the tradition of the old master. Like this room is like the epitome of order. Like everything's organized. The Null Commander's desk looks great. All his paperwork and shit. Gnolls stationed at each entrance. Fucking they're either sharpening their blades or sparring or doing whatever.
Okay.
And that's about it for the room that I can think of anyway, unless you want to interject something.
No, it sounds good, man.
Can I just say that I'm surprised how ridiculously fun this game is?
Right.
Yeah, I know it.
It's because you have such an awesome GM. Because most of the stuff I'm making up on the spot.
Go GM, go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not
you are
pandering
good.
at all. You're the best GM ever.
Right. I mean, I'm not asking you guys to create the world at all or anything, right?
Yeah, we're doing all the work here. Yeah, see?
You should totally kill him.
It's escalated quickly.
Nobody's laughing as hard as I am, are you?
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't the first thing that sprouted to mind, but the first one was actually better. I should have just went with that.
Deal.
A kiss on the cheek.
How do you want to play this? Are there die threes?
Yeah, you can roll a one die 3. So we'll do. If I'd known beforehand, I would have made a rock paper scissors deck. I could have totally done that.
Well, we can do it just 1, 2, 3, rock, paper, scissors, and then see who wins off that roll.
You should have had the foresight. Minus 10 GM points.
Yeah. I could probably make it in 4 minutes, but then his time would be up. So. I'll tell you what. Let's both whisper, Keith, and he'll tell us.
Yep.
All right, I whispered him.
Me too. Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
You are the winner. And winner, when you blush, you absolutely turn rose red.
Right. Fuck it.
She kisses you on your cheek, your nose starts bleeding a little bit.
Fucking albinos.
All right. While you guys are talking and having your little charade, you hear some commotion coming from behind you. So it looks like some of the gnolls have caused some kind of a ruckus. And I need. So Miksu, you're kind of just hanging out on the stairs over listening to this conversation, and this gnoll comes up, and they're quite big, and they kind of have this sense that you're not supposed to be there right now, and they're wondering what you're doing, and they go to grab you. What do you do?
I am going to try to spin and whip them in the face with my chains before they get their knobby little paws on me.
So athletics, probably?
Yeah.
Disrespecting my nose, man.
Shit.
So combat works a little bit different. It's roll a 1d6, and then you multiply that. Well, actually, hold on. I guess no, it is the same. 1d6 multiplied by the attribute, and your attribute is 2, so you got a 4, right? So I gotta roll for the null now. I guess I can let you see this. That's fine.
Shit.
So the null definitely is quite a bit stronger than you. Overpowers you and grapples you down, and you're gonna take 5 points of stress damage. So you're at 15 now. And Winter and Betsy now see this commotion. What are you doing, Winter?
I didn't mean to emote that.
So the null is definitely, definitely got a bit, not a lot of muscle on you, but quite a bit. I guess that doesn't make any sense what I just said. But anyway, they're stronger than you. So they start carrying you off. You can try to escape if you want to try to make a cunning roll.
I'll do it.
You're gonna be dead. I'm sorry, you're gonna be huffing paint or whatever.
Yeah, you definitely fail. And you're getting super frustrated. This null is just, you're trying to get out of his arms, and he's just dragging you, like you're just some little, child, basically, right? And that's kind of how he's treating you, and you just, it's really pissing you off. And you're going to take 10 points of stress damage, which is going to put you over your limit.
I'm gonna be -5.
So for the next 5 minutes, you want to huff paint.
Fucking hilarious.
And you really can't do anything unless you are huffing paint. But first, you're gonna have to find some paint.
I don't just keep. I would imagine I keep it on me, right? If I'm a fucking paint huffing addict.
Yeah. I mean, not everyone keeps their stress enablers on them. But if you think that's something she would do, then yeah, you have a can of spray paint that you keep Maybe you like tagging stuff, and because you're tagging stuff, you got in the habit of sniffing your work every now and then, and it just became something that was just all so exhilarating for you.
I mark certain points of my traps with my spray paint.
There you go. So they're going to take you straight down to the next floor, floor 5, and as soon as you get down there. So go ahead and start the timer now. Actually, I already did for 5 minutes. So.
Wait, what's going on with floor 5? I thought that's where we're all meeting, right?
Yeah, I've been escorted there to wait for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are speaking as the Null Commander.
Oh. I'm not the Null Commander.
The Null Commander says, "It's hard to believe this is a home for so many monster-type creatures."
That's pretty funny. Are you gonna fit the whole bazooka in your mouth?
Alright, I want to roll to kill this creature.
Okay.
Remember, I have that ability, can automatically defeat weaker monsters, attributes less than 2.
Absolutely. So how do you want to take care of this Memphit?
I don't really know. If the creature's so weak, didn't I have something that helped me dominate monsters or like influence over them? Like I just want to stop his heart with my mind or something.
The casual way in which you say it is kind of creepy.
That's what we all want, man.
I just want to completely end his life, you know.
Let's see. Winter special qualities: greedy, albino, maid roots bastard, maid power, persistence. You do not have any magical powers other than being able to make a bazooka appear out of nowhere.
I thought you had something where if you enter combat with a minion of a certain level or below, you automatically win.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading in my notes here.
Yeah, it can automatically defeat weaker monsters, so he can defeat a creature with less than 2, but that doesn't mean he has mental magical powers.
Yeah.
Over it.
Oh, okay.
Your bazooka just blows the shit out of things that are really low.
Or you could just like snap him in half with your
Like
bare
you can
hands.
maybe twist your fingers and snap his neck and he dies without putting up any resistance, But yeah.
No, I want to throw him into the air and hit him with a bazooka.
You can do that. Absolutely, you can do that.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
One of my talents, I can it's like taking a fucking baby kitten and throwing it in the air and shooting it like a talent.
Yeah. Check out this cool thing I can do. Oh my god, this is disgusting. I don't want to hang out with you anymore.
Look at this neat trick I can do.
If you grab one leg in one hand and one leg in the other and you just kind of pull them apart.
Methods hate him. Look what he does with this one neat trick.
Just to show off too.
Hey, she showed me hers.
So you throw this method up in the air, and just like throwing it, and you see, it's just got like the speed lines going behind it. It's going so fast through the air, and you pull out this bazooka and just shoot it, and it's deceptively. This room is deceptively bigger than you would have thought, because you would have thought, can I really shoot a bazooka in here without it blowing up the room? But yeah, sure, it works.
Sweet.
And but Betsy seems a little off put by it, and this random act of cruelness. But she still has this little bit of smile, but she's like, okay. And
That's nice to hear.
This chick is fucking psycho.
I don't think we're going to get much favor.
no, you actually lost 3.
I could have figured. I was hoping we'd be like, yeah, homies from different dimensions represent.
You judge that so wrong.
There's this sadistic psychopath.
Yeah, you judged her way too wrong. That's awesome.
That's funny. Like every time you meet somebody, you're like, oh, maybe this person's a sadistic psychopath too. You just start killing. You kill a baby in front of them, and they're like, oh my god, and you're like,
Right.
oh, I guess not.
And
We
like
got
it's
more of
one
those.
thing, shooting an enemy combatant, or going fighting and doing that to somebody that is working opposing you, but it's a whole different thing to do it for somebody who works for you and is supposed to be possibly on your side and an ally in a way, possibly.
Look at my
Even if it is a
talent.
lowly method, it's like kicking a cat. Yeah.
Hey, don't forget, Keith was going to cut like 15 of those bitches in half, so I'm not that bad.
But he didn't succeed, so she doesn't know that was his intention.
Touche.
It's just funny. It was like, look at this talent I have. I can blow the fucking ever-loving shit out of a purely defenseless little piece of shit tiny creature with a goddamn bazooka. It's my talent.
It was a method-seeking missile.
That's fucking hilarious.
So, Jewel and Keith, you guys are both on the 5th floor at this time. It's kind of the appointed meeting time, and you hear this big boom come up from upstairs. And you've heard it before, so you know what's going on. You know that it's Winter, showing off her wares. And you guys kind of all agree to meet at this, we'll say kind of like a cantina that they have on the 5th floor, because this is the illusion zone. Winter, you take Betsy down there because you guys, have been talking for a while and getting to know each other. And all 4 of you are at this this bar. And at this moment, we're going to take a 4-minute break.
Okay,
Sounds good.
4-minute break. So, be right back.
Ditto.